about to go downtown.
Downtown, hey!
Downtown. You about to go downtown.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to another week's episode of Downtown Podcast. And today I am so very honored to be speaking with someone that has helped even my career just move forward, elevate, and grow. She's taught me so many keys, and she's connected me with so many people. And she is the CEO of the B3 Face Forward PR company, okay? And let me tell you, Miss Tyson, Miss Kiedra Tyson is in the building today. Welcome, Miss Kiedra.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for always making me blush and gas me. Such an amazing little sister. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. You know, downtown, don't waste no time with negativity. You definitely, I will never front on you. I can say it for the public. I can say it for you. You definitely, one of the people that definitely believed in me. And to God be the glory that it's a Black woman, so powerful, and I'm meeting more and more. And it's just like, there's so much people can learn from you. You've been in the industry for over, at this point,
13 years now. Okay. Like, God, that just made me feel old.
No, it's not old at all.
13, 14 years in PR. I've been in the industry, though, since I was 13, actually. I started in radio and street team at 13. I am now 35. So you people do the math. It's been a long time.
Wow. But what a journey. Like 13 years in a PR game is nothing to play with at all. There's a lot of people that can barely survive the probation of 3 months.
Yeah, that part.
It's a Game of Thrones in itself. And being a Black woman within that space, we're diving in early. I'm sorry, we're digging deep real early. But like, how do you manage? How do you exist within this space while being so organically and beautifully like you?
I definitely try to be true to myself. I have very good people in the industry around me. So I have people that I can vent to. I have people that I have the privilege of looking up to as well, kind of guide me and mold me in the right direction as well. And then just my peers, my family, my significant other, like, it's a lot of people that keep me humble. My mom at this point is like, I Googled you and you're on the first 8 pages of Google. Why do people care? And I was just like, yo, she's still like, why do people pay you? I don't understand what you do. And I was just like, you know what? It's not for you. Just keep spending my money and enjoy yourself. And like,
we came from you.
She's like, oh, I got a credit card in the mail from you. She was like, it has like $1,000. She's like, is that for me? I was like, it wasn't, but okay, enjoy yourself. So she enjoys spending my money.
Right.
And retired, but still really has no idea what I do, which is hilarious.
My mom has no idea either. Nowhere on the scale of what you do. So the fact that you've worked with so many celebrities, so many people, and your mom's still like, I don't get it.
Right. She's just like, why do people want to talk to you? Why do they care? I was like, you know what? Just don't be a hater your whole life, okay? But my mom is definitely one of my best friends, so it's just really funny because she's just like, you're okay, I guess. Like, she just always downplays everything I do, which when you have parents like that, it definitely keeps you humble. So I'm like, shout out to her.
For sure. Your moms will always keep it real with you.
Fact.
At least in my experience. So, like, yeah, I agree with you.
My mom sugarcoats nothing at all, even when I want her to. She's like, that's stupid. I'm not doing that.
But I want to take it. I know you've probably been asked this question plenty of times, but just humor me. What really led you to go into the field of media and be a part of this Game of Thrones and look at people and say, you know what, I want to help you be the best version of you as possible?
So I'm a Pisces already. So my whole like sign is about being selfless and helping other people, which has gotten me bit in the butt quite a few times. But I'm like, I want to save the world and save the planet. I want to save the whales. I was like that for the longest. And then I have 2 older brothers that are in the industry. So I always talk about like, they were in it before me, and they were really what led me to get in the industry. Like I said, I started off at 13. My brother at that time was managing like most of Dirty ENT, which are the people under Nelly. He managed David Banner for a while. My oldest brother has a master's in film, so he worked on some Tyler Perry projects. He's worked on some movies, Soul Train Awards, all this stuff. So I came up under them, which is good because it taught me a lot of things not to do, especially having older brothers. And I'm very scared of my older brothers. So I also didn't want to do anything that would degrade myself as a woman or disrespect myself. So it was like, what is my lane? When I was younger, I actually wanted to be an entertainment lawyer. And
I could see that.
I went to school for PR and mass media. Well, I went to school pre-law and mass media initially. And I realized I didn't want to keep going to school after that. And I was like, oh, I'm done with 4 years. Y'all have a nice day. So I moved into advertising and marketing for businesses at our newspaper in St. Louis. So I was doing all advertising campaigns, all marketing campaigns. And literally, what God has for you, nobody can take from you, right? So people start coming out the woodworks and was like, well, if you can market a business, you can market me. And if you could do this and you know everybody in the industry, you can help me. And I was like, okay. So I literally started off with 2 clients and they were like very small amounts. I still had like a corporate job. I was still making like $80,000 a year in my corporate job, and that was like my side hustle. Yeah. And then as my life kept progressing, my side hustle started making me more than my real job. So I was like, oh, what am I doing? And then I made the transition. So kind of how that happened in a nutshell.
The transition, it's a key part.
Yeah.
It's the part that entrepreneurs have to make that decision when they're going to cross over and really invest in themselves.
Exactly.
And take that leap of faith.
It was.
What was your mentality? Like, not everyone, of course, has your experience where they're turning that profit maybe at such a fast rate, maybe they may feel, but for as much as you can say, you still went through it. You still had to make that decision and take that leap. What was your mental like? What were some signs that helped to guide you to be like, you know what, it's now or never?
The biggest thing with me is that, like in my field, in my career, I have to travel a lot. So typically, if I'm not living in New York or LA, I'm traveling about 80% of the time. So I was traveling so much that I was consistently taking off of work. So because I had to be gone, and I was like, I'm not about to miss this money to play with y'all. Like, I gotta go. Luckily, my position at the time was about 75% remote, 25% in the office. But they started like being like, we want you here for this meeting and we want you here for this. And then I had to choose between that meeting and my other money. And my other money started being more than that. So I just had to do it. It was just one of those things. Clearly, you and I have personal conversations. I'm very, very close with my significant other, like who's one of my best friends. And he was always like, yo, I bet on me every single time. He was like, I trust me 100% more than I trust anybody else. And if I don't bet on me, who's going to bet on me? Or who, you know? So you have to have that confidence and that faith in yourself compared to working for someone else or making that decision. Now, granted, there's people that's always going to work for people because that's how companies are ran and companies are built. But if you have a vision for yourself and it's something that you really want to put in place, you have to step out on faith and make that decision, because you can always go back and find a job. Like, if you can always go back. Angel Cole has a million like work from home positions. Upwork has freelance positions. You can always truly find something if it doesn't work out, but you have to try first. And you can't just be like, I'm gonna stay here and be stagnant. There has to be consistent growth within you. And when you continue to grow, you learn more about yourself, you know? So that's my take on it.
It's not something that you can take in school to understand the value or see the value in others. How did you pick up? You can always take courses and go to school for the media and the PR, but when you really dig within yourself, Kiedra, like, what are one of the things that you know that like, okay, this is how I knew I was really good at seeing value in people or businesses? You see the magic. that's part of your role. You see the magic and help to manifest it. You already have it up here, and you help people to see what you see.
And I've had a lot of people hit me up and want to work with me in different capacities and like really push the issue. I'm a very passionate person too. If it's something I don't believe in, I won't take it on, because I have to do my due diligence to sell it to the public and sell it to the media. And if I don't believe in it, then I can't push it because I don't care, nor do I believe in it, you know? So I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, I'm getting placed all these places. No, like, these are personal relationships. Like,
Yeah.
my friends over at the source, I consider my friends. Like, they're flying in today to cover Bobby's event. If they didn't have anywhere to stay, I would let them stay in here with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my media contacts are my friends, and we have been friends for years at this point. Like, Salia, like I said, she covers for all hip hop and rap TV. Salia and I are in a condo together in Miami. We just had dinner together. Like, she is my friend in real life in addition to my media colleague. So I can't just bring them anything, one, out of respect for myself, and two, out of respect for them as my friends and my colleagues. So I'm a firm believer on that too.
I agree. And that is a huge thing. And you speak also on, your boo and on the importance of like your relationship with your mother. And I know you to be amazing and outstanding and dedicated mother.
That's because Caleb terrorizes us when we're on the phone.
Not even that. You can tell a lot. You can tell a lot about what's going on by how the child like interacts with the parent. Yeah. It ain't about you. It's like when they feel distressed or whatever the case is, who are they turning to?
Right.
And it's beautiful to witness, because not everyone, has always positive memories when it comes to relationships and interpersonal connections. Yeah. And why do you think you gravitate? I feel like you gravitate towards always having long-lasting, steady relationships around you. Like, there's consistency around you. There's loyalty around you. It's not a lot of...
Yeah, it's really not. And even like, I haven't dated a lot of people in the industry, but I've definitely dated a couple. And there's been people that I've even like, we flirted and made googly eyes with and been friends or whatever. At the end of the day, we're still friends. And like, they're like, I've actively told people like, hey, I'm in a relationship, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. You deserve it, whatever. And I'm like, cool, are you still flying down to cover this event? And they're like, absolutely. So I've done things for them to help put money in their pocket. I've done things to help further their career or help them advance in life. And they are forever grateful to me, because even when I didn't have to, I helped. There's some people in the industry, like some very, very close people to me, that I'm like, they don't have to pay me a dime. If they call me and they need something from me, I'm going to be there and have their back 100%, because I consider them a friend in real life. Yes, I enjoy making money, and sometimes it's not always about that too. If I consider them a friend and they've been here for me and I've been there for them and they really need me, I'm gonna come through,
Yeah.
So
I'd like to know what inspired the name of BFF.
My cousin, actually. So my cousin is still a silent partner within the company. There was a point where she was very, very active partner, and then now she's an Olympian. She's currently on Amazing Race right now. I got her casted for Amazing Race.
I love that show.
Yeah, so it's Levon and Kelly. I've reposted them a couple of times. Levon is my cousin. She's my cousin by marriage. In Miami, we lived together. Like, we lived in a condo. We worked together. We had a whiteboard. Like, we was doing everything together, right? Yeah. And then she started like training again for the Olympics, and then she got casted for Amazing Race, so she became more of a silent partner. So my company was called Face Forward. It always signify putting your best face forward. Levon's company was BBB. It was like Brains, Beauty, and Bronze or something. And then we merged our companies together. And then we got the acronym BFF, so B3 face forward. And she's like, I just love the acronym. It's BFF. And she's like, we're always together. We do everything together. I was like, all right, cool. So we merged our companies together, and that's how we got that.
I love that. So what is a situation that earlier on in your life you can, I know you mentioned like your brothers have been in the industry and you've seen a lot of things and you've experienced a lot of things. And what is a situation that you could just explain that helped you to have such a character trait of like consistency and your drive and your like go-getter attitude?
That's a really good question. I'm trying to pinpoint something.
High school,
High school, I was an overachiever. Like, I did everything. And I don't know if it's my sign. I'm also left-handed. I don't know if that has something to do with it. Exactly.
I love left-handed. I shouldn't get so excited. Why did I get so excited? But like, you guys think so differently.
So that's the
that
thing.
Makes so much sense now. We should
I
start like
function so much better with way more stuff on my plate than I do with one thing. If I have one thing, I'm going to procrastinate the hell out of it.
Yeah.
If I have a million moving parts, I can. My boyfriend makes fun of me all the time. He's like, yo, your favorite word to say to me all the time is prioritize. Because he wants to do like a million things all the time too. And I'm like, yo, babe, we have to have a level of priority. Let's prioritize. Which ones do we want to do first? What's next? And so he always calls and makes fun of me. I was like, so we prioritizing today? I'm like, yo, shut up. So this is our relationship, right? So I can prioritize so much better when I have a million things on my plate.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I was in band. I played 5 instruments. I was in drama. I was on student council. I was
Wait, Kiedra. Yes, I need to know all 5 instruments. Let's go.
I started off at flute. Flute is like my master. So I was junior symphony. I was first chair. I played orchestra. I'm classically trained in Bonds, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, all of the above. Yes, my nerd flag is high. Yes. So yes, that was my first. So I went from flute, then I went to piccolo because it's damn near the same. Then I went to oboe because it's the same thing except for down. The one that sounds like a duck.
Yeah.
And I went to clarinet. Then I went to saxophone.
Which saxophone?
I went to alto sax.
Dope. I played tenor sax.
So yes, that was my transit. But I had one of those band directors that was like, if you can play one, you can play all woodwind instruments. So I was like, all right, cool. So we did it. Because it's basically the same fingering, the same concept and everything. So I just
Bach is not, listen, all of them, nothing to play with. Wow. That just makes me like
symphony all day long.
That just opens up like a whole new like world, Kiedra. Like, I'm just gonna have to call you another day. We're having to talk about some more details. No, but there is something like. No, you go ahead. My apologies.
No, you're fine. Co-captain of volleyball team, student council, drama club, and I worked at Macy's.
Listen, if you survive at Macy's,
I was there for 2 years. The only reason I was there is to get discounts on my junior clothes and buy concert tickets because Ticketmaster's office was upstairs.
Oh, so you're smart.
Concert tickets would go on sale. I run upstairs, buy me and my best friend's tickets. We front row Jay-Z. We front row 50 Cent. Always. That's why I had a job.
I love that. See, you're fun, you're diverse, you're like educated, and you're still just helping to instill positivity and give great vibrations out into the world. Now, when we speak of clients that you work with, you've worked with some of the top people. You have people on your roster like Carly Red. You have people on your roster like Bobby Lights. And you've worked and collaborated with a lot of people. Like, there's a reason why your phone keeps ringing. And people need to understand it's not because people have to. As I just did an interview with Karen, thank you so much for connecting us again. Yeah. He spoke on it to say, like, you know, a lot of the times, even one of the jobs he did, Rock Nation, they have Rock Nation. They could have called anyone. And the artist chose to be with him. So sometimes those miraculous events in life happen and things just combine and work in its favor. And it's a beautiful thing when it happens. And being able to be one of those person that plays that part a majority of the time. Do you ever get bored?
Never. There's never anything to get bored with. I just finished shopping. Bobby's birthday party is, Jesus, tomorrow. Oh my God. Bobby's birthday party is tomorrow. Carly called me and was like, sis, do you like this dress? Is this dress okay? I'm like, yo, what are we talking about right now? She was like, no. She showed me like 7 different dresses. And I was like, the party's tomorrow. Are you flying in tonight or no? Like, what is
Or not?
they keep my, and then she goes, sis, so when I come in, I'm just coming straight to your hotel. Wait, when did you tell me you were staying with me? I love her. She is definitely a big sister to me. And me and Celia are looking at each other like, thank God we got a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm changing my room to a penthouse so we have more space. Because I was like, you were not part of this plan, lady.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
At all. So it never gets boring.
Listen, I can't say anything because I am that person that definitely always has my friends waiting. Or I have to get dressed based on, the
vibe and how you feel. You're a Libra, you all about vibes. We know. The vibe.
I'm actually crying, guys. Okay. Kiedra, you threw me out of that when you got me. You got me.
She told me she was staying somewhere else. She was like, all the celebrities are staying here. I said, cool, you go stay there. I'm staying at the condo and getting my points. I want my hotel points. So she's like, okay. Now she's talking about she coming here. I was like, boy, my friends and clients are hilarious.
So when in terms of moving forward and growing B3 Phase 4 BFF and growing yourself as a brand, what is some of the vision that you're able to share with us, or what are the things that you hope to do moving forward on top of everything that you already do?
A lot of people know this, maybe 2 handfuls of people know this. During quarantine has been very good to me. God is good all the time.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get into content creation where I was creating shows. That's actually something that Karen and I have been working on together as well. But I've been very blessed to be able to work on a lot of different TV shows and write them, put them together, pitch them to different production companies, and have them come to fruition that are pending negotiation, pending contracts right now, etc. And that is something that is near and dear to me. I want to leave behind my legacy, and that being content that I care about and things that I'm partial to and want to create. So that is my next step of evolution. So yeah, that's where life is right now for me.
Television and content creation is a whole world in itself. So
some beautiful executive production credits with some nice checks is coming about my way. So God is good. I'm very, very grateful. Then there's some other things that, we working on as a team on the personal side, some barbershops, some clothing lines. So a couple of different things that I will be a partner in. Shout out to the significant other. So, he keeps me. I was like, yo, he'll call sometimes. I was like, do I have an assignment for today? We have work we got to do, or what we doing? So it's a lot of fun. It definitely is. To be able to do this with someone I've known my whole life, that's one of my best friends, is a lot of fun. So that makes me happy.
If you don't mind me asking, because I just actually interviewed with someone, and she has a show with her partner, and it's all about love and entrepreneurship and showing that real, when it comes to that and balancing that and the finances and all this, the touchy red hot buttons when it comes to relationships. What is not saying that obviously everyone's relationship has their own rules. That's what I believe in. And just whatever advice you can shed in terms of just your experience in life and your current love and
okay.
I was like, and then just what is some advice or maybe just wisdom you can share, just even as your process coming from really situations that weren't meant for you to now something that God is just shining on you,
that part. Definitely unfortunately, a lot of times you do have to go through things to get to things, right? And I am a firm believer that all my past experiences led me to where I am now. Like, I glorify him all the time, and he glorifies me all the time. He's been through his own bad situations and his own drama too. And like, we was joking the other day, and he was like, yo, you were made for me. And then like, we'll say little stuff, and he's like, I know, right? It was like, yo, and we joke out of something. He's like, yo, we're gonna make people so sick. They're gonna be sick and tired of us because we actually like each other. And that's like, we challenged each other to read The Secret the other day. So we kind of raced to figure out who was gonna finish reading the book first. And we just really strive to try to make each other better. We don't have arguments, which is interesting. We only have discussions. We talk about it. We talk through it. We don't dwell on it. We say how each other feels. We get an understanding, and we move forward to the next thing. It's no lingering. It's okay. I don't want to do things to hurt my partner. My partner doesn't want to do things to hurt me. So we have these conversations. We come to a middle ground, and we move on to the next step in life and continue to love each other and continue to laugh and be happy and make each other better. And I joke with him all the time because I was like, yo, I did a whole tweet. I was like, a man that actually communicates, discusses, and doesn't argue. I was like, yo, I love it here. I'm never going anywhere. Like, this is good. And we always joke. He's like, yo, don't cheat on me. I was like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here. We're here. We're good. So I am truly blessed, and it allows, my previous situations allow me to appreciate him even more and who he is as a person and who he is as my partner. He's one of my best friends, you know, not my best friend. Like, I talked to him all, he called right before we started this interview. I was like, baby, did you forget? He's like, oh yeah, time difference, sorry. So yes, definitely one of my best friends. Person that makes fun of me, the person that makes me laugh. I just had surgery not too long ago, and I was freaking out. He called me that morning making fun of me, and I was just like, yo, I needed that to make me feel better. So I'm very, very grateful and very appreciative for who I have and what I have. So, you know.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And then when I tell you, it's the family acceptance for me. They'd be like, drop your kid off. He's my grandson. I'm like, yo, they embrace my son so much and feed my child so much. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, your mom don't want to keep him. I'll watch him. I'm like, yes, I love it here.
Right? You need that break.
She's like, the same thing. His mom's like, y'all want to have a date night? You guys want to do such and such? You bring the kids over. He'll be fine. I'm like, okay. His mom is always encouraging us to run away. It's so funny. She's like, take him to New York. Y'all go somewhere. I'm like, really? So, yeah, it's funny.
That's dope. That's dope. So a staple question that we do ask here at Downtown, Don't Waste No Time with Negativity, is what is a recent situation or a situation just in general that you feel was definitely negative, no doubts about it. You could have handled it a real different way, but somehow by the grace of God and WWJD and all the factors, you remain positive and you chose not to waste any time with negativity.
You know you're smiling because you know it's already. Oh, God. Might as well put it out there. We both know this. Recently got a DM that started off as a compliment and then ended in an insult. And I'm just looking at it like, I'm so confused by this statement. What am I supposed to say to this? Absolutely nothing. Delete. Have a great day. Then got a follow-up and was like, I'm still confused by this situation. Yeah, I told Sean, he was like, nah, you busy boxing your demons. Have fun. He was like, enjoy yourself. I'm like, yep, you know what? Ignore. Have a good day. So we get to a point when you're truly done with something and you truly evolve from something, you don't even need to acknowledge it, nor reply to it, nor say anything to it, and you keep it moving. But yes, there was definitely a time where I would have spazzed out and called you everything but a child of God. But I'm in a very great space in my life. The universe has blessed me. I keep getting money falling out the sky that I don't even know where it's coming from. And things are consistently progressing. So I am blessed and grateful for everything that I have right now. And I also realized too, when I bless others, I continue to get blessed. Like God has your back when you give back to others. like I said, I had a big idea of something for somebody last week, and it randomly got made like an extra $7,500 last week. I was like, damn, I just made $7,500 in a week. Right, look at that. So today, I took my friends to dinner, to late lunch, and it was only $100, but still, they was like, what? We get treated? Yes, everybody was happy. So I believe in giving back, and you will be blessed.
Yes, it is a huge factor, and I do believe that.
It was one of the pillars in The Secret too. One of the like key takeaways in The Secret too was about like giving back and manifesting things and thinking positively. I was like, you know what, like visualizing it and seeing it, and I was like, okay, I'm here for this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, guys, I hope you are like enjoying this interview so far, because I definitely
because we are silly together.
Yes, we're silly, but also you're dropping some serious gems, Kiedra. You giggle, but I hope they're listening. I hope they're listening, because I sure am. And I love to just soak up game from like Black queens, just really paving the way and just showing us how we're able to be in rooms and hold our head high and move with class and still have a nice little ratchet and everything just in between.
Every now and then it'll come out.
Because we are women. Yeah. We are women. Right? Phenomenally. So another staple question that I must ask, because it is a staple and the people will be like, but you didn't ask for this. So Kiedra, you have the 4 elements. You have earth, air, fire, and water. Which element do you resonate with or represents you the most, and why?
Water.
Ooh, why?
I'm a water sign first and foremost. We believe in, some people don't necessarily think this, but we definitely believe in going with the flow. We believe in changing and adapting based off of the current and what's happening. Like my sign is a fish. So we can swim under, we can swim on top, we move with the current, we under, we fast, we whatever. And I just believe in like that flow and that evolution. So yeah, I would say water.
I love that.
Yeah. And what do people normally say?
The explanation is dope. What? Sorry, Kiedra?
No, I said, what do people normally say? Like, what's the most common answer? I'm curious.
Well, it's kind of, I'm starting to think if it's seasonal, because I felt like earlier in the summer, a lot of people would tell me water, myself included. Like I have chosen water, but then someone had more recently, fire has become. Fire and air have become more popular. What I've been told about fire is kind of like they're passionate. And one person said something that really I still haven't forgotten. But with fire, I think it was Wallahi. With fire, it was a spark. That's when evolution really like started.
That makes sense.
That was the spark in evolution. So they're the spark of like creativity. So I was like, that stuck with me. And with wind, I was told just basically a flow concept, but in terms of strength and being able to cut in pieces and
into a tornado, right? Yeah, like and water can turn into a hurricane. So there's that.
I didn't hear that, but that was a good one. Yeah, but it's hard sometimes when someone asks you, oh, please tell me about yourself.
With those elements, like when you look at zodiacs, you're one of them, so that's very easy to kind of like resonate with one, because your sign is really one of those. So that's why immediately I was like, yeah, water, I'm a fish. That's my sign. So
I don't know what my sign would be then.
I think yours is either air or earth.
Because I'm a Libra, yeah.
Like it's either air or earth.
I think it's like a scale. But it's not about me right now. It's all about you, Kiedra. And another what I wanted to kind of ask you about as well is when it comes to...
You're an air sign. I thought so.
Air?
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. And I don't even feel like...
Like I don't even feel like air.
Right? Yeah. Right? I would go with like between fire and water. But nevertheless, when it comes to, in the States right now, for you guys are under the Trump administration, and girl,
Did you see my post the other day?
Yes.
He caused my flight to be delayed?
Yes.
Because he's the only quote unquote, air quotes, president that thought it was a good idea to land in a commercial space in Charlotte. So cause flights to be grounded for however many hours until Air Force One took off. I was like, yo, you ruined everything.
Everything.
Like, not only the government, not only the unemployment rate, damn, I can't even take off and be on time for my flight. Like, yo, I need you to go sit down somewhere. So yes, Trump administration, I apologize. I digress.
No, like seriously, like speak on it, because you know, voting is coming up and we really want to make sure like people are doing their due diligence.
I do a lot of
what
business
happened last
international. No, I spend time in Canada when it's warm. But I spend a lot of time in Europe and the Caribbean. And it's so interesting to see how the United States has basically gone to a third world country because we can't get in anywhere. Normally, we spend our summers in Europe, and most American tourists travel to Europe in the summer because it's warm. France replied and was like, we're going to do an honor system. Whoever banned us first will get banned first too. And they still have yet to lift those regulations. I'm like, yo, you're costing me my bag. You're costing me my money because I do business overseas. And you're playing.
It's true.
Because you've pissed everybody off. So yeah, I'm definitely not happy because it's costing me revenue.
Gotcha.
We were supposed to do a panel in France in March that I was supposed to be speaking on. I'm stuck in the States.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
I'd be super pissed.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I really do hope everyone you go out and do what you got to do, because it affects everywhere in the world. States is the most powerful place in the world. So whatever's happening with you guys affects everyone.
It affects everyone. Yep.
Yeah.
International trade is down right now. One of my friends is an international stockbroker. Stocks are down, just all kind of craziness. And it's just like jacking our lives up. So
Facts.
yeah. So yeah.
So in closing, but this isn't the end. When it comes to Kiedra Tyson and your name and you, what do you want people to remember and resonate with you moving forward, and just when they hear the name Kiedra Tyson?
That's interesting. Are we speaking legacy or we're just speaking name in general?
Your name is your legacy.
Touche. Ooh, that I've created good content, that I've created good product, that I was compassionate, that I helped others and gave back, and also led a pathway for the next generation of women in this industry. Myself and I give my work wife a shout out right now, Marie. We have both been doing it a very long time, and we're both at the point where we want to transition out. And transition out, whoever this is, hold on a second. I can't even, I'm on my computer and I can't even. Transition out is definitely on some, I want to help the next generation of people.
Yeah. The next generation is the future. Like, I was speaking with my father the other day and I said, Dad, like, he just turned 64. And I was like, when I'm supposed to be your age, it's going to be around 2050. That's not that far from now. I'm like, you need to think about what the world's going to look for us, what the world's going to look like for Caleb.
Absolutely.
It's a whole lot of things. And people, I feel like a lot of decisions they make in today's world is made just for right now and not for those future years to come.
I definitely think, especially in the industry, like a lot of people really make a lot of selfish decisions and they never think about like the overall team when you're talking about like percentages and you're talking about paving the way for more opportunities. A lot of people are like, well, I want this and I want it this way and I want it done right now. And you're like, you're missing the bigger picture. We are speaking longevity. We're speaking legacy. We want things that are going to last and not for the immediate future. I mean, not for just like the current or the immediate future, just to get a quick buck when you can make that be residual income for you. That was one of the reasons why I jumped into content creation, because even like repeat episodes or reruns, etc., will consistently generate income for me because there are advertisements involved, there's brand placements, there are partnerships, there's so many things that come along where this is a consistent stream of income for the rest of my life. And this is something that I'll have credit for instead of just chasing something and begging for something to be done at that moment. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you something that probably you wouldn't expect me to ask you.
Okay.
But we just love to keep it real. When is the last time you cried and what was it for?
I cried 2 weeks ago. You probably already know where this is going. Definitely, I'm emotional. I'm a Pisces, so I cry about everything. I cry at the Notebook. I cry at the Hallmark movies, whatever. I'm that person. Keeping it real, right? Sean was a talk. We're making future plans, and there has been some ring shopping involved, and then there was a conversation of adoption with my child, who is from a previous marriage. My ex-husband and I had my son in that marriage, whatever. My ex-husband is not really around. He lives in San Diego. No, we don't hate each other. We talk like once a quarter, once every 6 months, but he lives in San Diego. So the current significant other wanted to make sure everyone had the same last name and wanted to start the process and figuring out how to go about adopting my son as part of a possible marriage. So that made me cry.
Wow. I'm like,
yeah, that definitely made me cry happy tears. So since we're keeping it all the way real.
I'm quiet, not to like, I'm just a bit speechless and just so happy for you, like in the sense of just like, let's soak that in. Like, yeah, it's a beautiful space to be in.
So yeah, that definitely had me in tears. I was just like,
wow.
What? And just the fact that like that was a priority, that you took the time out and was like, okay, I want to figure this out, make sure this is done, make sure no one feels excluded, make sure everybody's on the same page. And I was just like, I have to marry this man. I have no choice.
You're mine. It's beautiful. So you did mention reading, and just out of curiosity, to throw something fun in there, what is the last thing that you read?
What's the last thing that I did? What?
Read.
The Secret. Like literally, we finished The Secret. We challenged each other to read it on last Friday. I finished it Saturday. Hopefully he's not watching because I'm gonna snitch on myself. I cheated a little bit because we were supposed to start Friday, and I told him I couldn't start on Friday because I had too much work to do. I was like, so babe, I'm gonna start on Saturday. And he's like, okay, we'll finish by Sunday night. Saturday morning, I talked to him. He was like, well, I'm already on page 80. And I was like, I ain't even started yet. So he was on page 80. And he was like, babe, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be done with this book by the night. I can't put it down. So I was like, so I got the audiobook.
Listen, it's like listening to a podcast.
I downloaded it. Like I said, I hope he's not watching. He still don't know. Because that day, I thought he was going to be done. So he was like, yeah, I still got a couple more pages. I was like, baby. No, Sunday we were talking about it because we were having like a little recap conversation about the book Saturday night. So I had assumed he finished. So Sunday I got up to go to church and we're talking. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to finish up the book today. He was like, where you at on the book? I said, I finished it yesterday. And he was like, what? I said, baby, I thought she was done, but we talked about it last night for the recap. He was like, no, I was giving you time to catch up.
You snitched on yourself, Kiedra.
Okay. I was not about to let him be like 100 pages ahead of me, so I definitely downloaded the audiobook.
But here's a big one. So what is a highlight that you would like to share?
Hold on, Talia doesn't know what room we're in.
We definitely need to know.
We did that earlier this morning, so she was like knocking on somebody else's door. Hold on, I don't even know what room we're in. Crap. She's like, what room are we? She's like, we're at 3551, right? So she's on the 35th floor. We're on the 32nd floor. We're in 3251. She's probably begging in somebody's room looking like a homeless, crazy person. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure Celia looks fly. She's good.
No, she's gorgeous, but she's still looking homeless. Like, they're like, who is this strange woman begging on my door?
Pretty woman walking down the street.
Oh my gosh, she is so funny. Sorry.
No, that's important.
Repeat the question.
Well, I was saying, you said you just read The Secret. That's a big one. So what is something that you'd like to share with us that you've taken away or highlight from that book?
Oh, perfect. Okay, I thought you were just, she's like talking about some old shit. I think the biggest thing definitely was manifestation, was the ultimate thing. It was saying, like, a lot of times that we speak on things like, I need money so I can pay my bills so I'm not broke, but you're still putting it out with that part of broke and bills, instead of just thinking positively that I'm going to have a check for $10,000. Like, a lot of times I will say, okay, this month I need to generate 10 grand or 15 grand or extra 15. I don't say what it's for. I don't speak on it, whatever. And him and I were both kind of already doing manifesting anyway. He kind of manifested our relationship. That's a whole nother thing. So he was very adamant on, we're going to be together. This is what's going to happen. So I joke with him all the time. I'm like, yo, did you put anthrax on my mail? Like, what? How did it go from me kind of being like, literally, I was like, yo, you had to put a spell on me. Because, like, now I'm all deep in love and happy and like, oh my God, I just think it's everything. And before I was like, okay, I hear you talking, you know? So I'm like, what did you do to me? So yes, we were already very, very big on manifesting and speaking things into existence and putting things out there. Hold on a second.
Yes, no problem. Kiedra, don't do that to her.
Nope, I am, because she all in it.
Hey, Celia, it's okay. Special guest appearance. Don't do that to her. You look gorgeous, girl. Have a great night.
No, I saw her. You were probably knocking on somebody's door looking homeless.
Yes, I was.
I told you.
Like, who is it? I started talking about it. I said, oh.
I know my friend. I know my friend. Jesus Christ.
I think this is a perfect note to end such an amazing, amazing episode. Like, guys, you got gems, you got laughter, you got realness, you got girlfriends, you got it all. You got it all, okay?
You can keep whatever you want. I don't care. This is fun. You know how it is. You're like a little sister to me. This was literally us just having a conversation, and I'm here for all of it.
I had a blast.
Just to reiterate, the secret takeaways, manifestation, looking at things positively, not putting negative energy or negative thoughts out there. You have to clear your mind, and you have to be able to say, these are the things that I expect back from the universe. These are the things that I want to receive in, and not put out the things that you don't want. So yes, that was my takeaway from this.
Yes. That's like, I think I'll leave that for another time, but no, because I wanted just to see an affirmation, but it takes more time, I guess, to develop, as we were speaking, a proper one for it to be manifested accurately. So, see, I was listening. So I want to say thank you so much, Kiedra, for joining us here today at Downtown World. We are always in support of you 1000%, and just wishing you and praying for all of your visions to just be put to life, because I know you're just like killing it out here. You're doing your thing, and you're doing the work that needs to be done while putting out positive energy. You're not putting out toxic behavior, which the world definitely needs way less of in 2020. Is there any last words you would like to leave us with, and where can people contact you or hit you up if you choose?
I appreciate you. Like I said, you know, you're like a little sister. You brace me with the title of big sister, so I always appreciate it. This was fun. This is always fun. I love having real conversations. I hate when the interviews are all like, I have to ask you this. How did you walk outside? What did you do? No. Have a conversation with me. I'm a regular person. I'm very, very open. A lot of people have the perception that I'm a little stuck up, which I'm like they, not so much that they get that from like when they meet me, just their initial perception of me. They're like, I thought you was gonna be arrogant and stuck up. And then they're like, oh, you really, really cool. Yeah. So I am a person. I treat everybody equally. So reach out to me. People DM me all the time with random questions or want my opinion or whatever. I do my best to, I love you still. I do my best to accommodate everyone and talk to people, because I feel like if I wanted help or if I needed advice from someone, I would want them to respond to me. So I'm very, very open when it comes to things like that. It doesn't hurt you to help someone else. It doesn't hurt you to connect someone with someone else. Not everything's a monetary value in part of it. You may ask me and be like, hey, can you know, like, look, you know somebody that does such and such? I'm like, hold on, let me connect y'all. You should meet this person. So that doesn't hurt me. And by doing those things, I'll be blessed in the future. You'll be blessed, and we'll continue to grow together. And I personally think that's what it's all about. As far as following me, you can find me on Instagram, Kiedra2124, maybe, I think.
Yes.
Hold on. I don't think that's right. Kiedra24. Damn.
Yeah.
Kiedra24 on Instagram, Kiedra Hinkle-Tyson on Facebook, Kiedra2124 on Twitter. I'm very much Googleable. I think I'm on like the first 8 pages of Google. All the good stuff.
Your Googles.
Yeah, holler at me on Google, all of that. It has all my contact info. But yeah, just reach out. I'm always down to chat when I have time.
Yeah.
I may not get back to you immediately, but I'll get back to you eventually.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kiedra. It was a fun time. Thank you for making my night.
Yeah, this was our Friday night together.
Yes.
Until we're allowed to leave the country. I got you.
That's the only step left, and I need to get lit.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, have a great night.
You too.